What You've Been Watching, the podcast hosted by the Dudley brothers. I am the morose, marvelous Mike Dudley.
That's what's up. I like that one. I am Marcus Dudley, a.k.a. MD3, the third of the Dudley brothers, the youngest one here in live in full effect, in color and everything, man. How you doing?
Oh, man. It's been a real kick in the nuts kind of day. I'm not going to lie. But
Yeah. You know, that's why movies exist some days, so we can escape our realities. That's what God bless them.
Escapism. That's what it's all
That's
about.
what it's
Getting
all
together
about,
and you know what, man? I've said it before and I'll say it again. Nothing I enjoy more than going and seeing something and then sitting down and talking with somebody and discussing it, which is what we're going to do tonight. Try to get through our problems and make some fucking sense of this world.
Yeah,
Let's
man.
fucking do
maybe
it.
Maybe we'll laugh along the way. So here's the question we've all been wanting to know: what you been watching, man?
Oh, man. So, been rewatching a lot of Bob's Burgers lately, just trying to touch base with that. It's been a while since I've actually seen that sequentially, and it's fun catching up. That show is a really underrated show. It's very cleverly written, very absurdist humor, but it's very downplayed absurdist humor. It's not necessarily like the full Monty Python, but there's elements of it in there.
It's crazy how the creator of that, I think Lauren Bouchard, I think his name is.
Sure.
I think that's how you pronounce it. My bad if I'm botching that. You'll learn I'm just going to botch names. It's like I know what I'm talking about 80% of the way. But how he came from like home movies to that is quite the progress, man. And it's weird, like, you know, South Park was big when I came out. And, you know, I was in like fourth grade when South Park came out.
Sure.
And it became like the show of our generation. Yeah. And there's a generation now that is like all in on Bob's Burgers. Like that is the show for them. It is the voice of them. So I definitely appreciate that show, and we can actually talk about that a little bit later. I'll set us up. We're going to talk about some upcoming movies, and that's on the list of upcoming films this year.
Oh, Bob's Burger movie.
Yes, sir. It's a very funny trailer if you haven't seen it.
Burger time.
Yes, sir. So, been watching some Bob's Burgers, eh?
Uh-huh. And then last night we, let's just get into it. Let's just talk about stuff that we've been getting into. Last night we watched a classic movie, The Arena, a.k.a. Gladiator Women.
Yes, we did.
Starring the illustrious Pam Grier.
Yes.
And Margaret Markov.
Yes.
Who you might remember starred together in the film Black Mama, White Mama together. Great movie.
I enjoyed it. I legitimately enjoyed it.
So let's break down the basic plot line.
Well, you could read the back of we have the DVD here.
Okay.
You give them the premise of it.
You want epic movie voice or you want Casey Kasem voice?
Let's do both. Let's do one and then we'll take whichever one we like better.
Okay.
For the people, Michael. We don't know what they might like.
All right.
Sell it. The best way you can sell it.
Okay.
What do you think?
All right. Let's do Casey Kasem first.
Here you go.
Kidnapped by Roman soldiers, 4 beautiful women must battle for their lives in the arena while attempting to beat the Romans at their own game. Starring Pam Grier and Margaret Markov from The Hot Box and Black Mama, White Mama with Pam Grier. Directed by Steve Carver.
Well done. I felt like we should have done that as we are located in Tallahassee, Florida at the moment. And Michael is an FSU alum as well as Casey. Casey Keenum?
Casey Kasem?
Casey Kasem. Why
Did he really
Case Keenum? Yeah, Case Keenum is a football player, and I keep messing up. Yeah, Casey Kasem is a Florida State alumni.
Is he really?
Yeah, absolutely.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
What, graduated from like communications or the radio?
I'm not 100% sure, but I know. Yeah, we can Google.
Fuck it, just Google that.
Yeah, I'm 99.9% sure. That's
okay.
Our claim. We have Burt Reynolds, him, and football. Oh man.
Oh, we also have Missy Hyatt, who I didn't know was a Florida State. She was born in Tallahassee. Missy Hyatt. But for all you pro wrestling fans, look her up. You'll thank me.
Did Casey Kasem go to FSU? Jujule it.
Welcome to the Speculation Podcast.
I'm 90% sure he did go to FSU. I don't know. We'll figure it out later. We can cut this if we need.
All right.
I'm 90% sure he did. Yeah.
Send your complaints to Corrections Department at www.wedon'treallygiveashit. We're just talking about it.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. That's exactly what that is.
So, the Arena, a.k.a. Women Gladiators. Are you a big fan of women in captivity? Are you a big fan of women having to fight in cheap Hollywood costumes. Are you a big fan of these women constantly losing their tops with just a little bit of sexuality thrown in? Have I got a movie for you?
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly the premise. Whatever they said on the back, they were lying. So I've gone my whole life believing that Casey Kasem went to Florida State.
Not true?
I don't know if it's true or not. I'm gonna double back, because there might be a corrections on this. I am gonna eat my words for the moment. But I was told my whole life that's where he went, and I believe that. I was like, Shaggy went to Florida State? Like, word? But anyway, sorry. But yeah, sorry. Keep going. The arena.
So basically, it's the story of 3 women conquered from separate lands. Pam Grier taken from the heart of Africa. Margaret Markov taken from, I think she was Germanic, like
some Nordic,
thing.
I would think.
Yeah, Bavarian, I think is what they said. And then I can't remember who the third one was, but she was taken from the Celts and the Scots.
Yeah, one of those. Yeah,
but Brittany basically. And so they're brought in as Roman slaves and deemed to please the gladiators in all of their form and function. It's a lot of boobies, a lot of kind of questionable sexual scenes.
Yeah.
Trigger warning if you're not into the whole aggressive sexuality thing.
Yeah, there's a couple of them. Let's just say very heavily implied.
More than implied.
More than implied.
Yeah. They tend to get a little aggressive in their come-ons, shall we say.
Yeah.
The art of seduction was a little less refined.
I wouldn't call it art in this one. Yeah, I think art's a very generous word.
But it is basically the story. I mean, if you've seen Gladiator, it's essentially the same story, just with sexy women. So
yeah, so I guess they came in as slaves first, and then they were like pleasing and serving the men, and they were like mostly just the men at first were fighting in the arena. And for whatever reason, a fight broke out in the kitchen after their 2 Pam Grier and Margaret, whatever her name is. Markov, yeah. They had found 2 men, and they had died in the arena.
And their names were what?
I don't remember. Yeah, we had some hilarious names. It was
Crackerus?
Crackerus was one of them.
And?
I think Black Acerus.
Black Acerus
was the other one. Yeah, those 2 died, and so they ended up getting a fight in the kitchen over it, and all the men kind of watched around and were like, hey, we're onto something here. We don't have the amount of warriors for men to fight anymore, so they throw them in the arena.
Yeah, and of course, at first it's all gimmick. They're kind of playing to the crowd, and then as the story continues and they get to fight more and more, and they go through more training, eventually the crowd becomes bored with the gimmick of it, and they start chanting for blood. And so their friendship is tested in the arena, because eventually one of them is going to have to fight and kill the other person in order to stay alive.
Meanwhile, they have a subversive plot going on to overthrow the very, what's the word I can put this, flamboyant, effeminate, yes, sultan or emperor and his associate, whose name was Sisyphus, which is a really funny joke. He's like,
is the funniest joke in the entire movie.
It's a really funny. That's where the other 2 names came from. There was one person called Septimus or something like that, with a big ass nose. It's like everything was so funny. That's where those other 2 names came from. But yeah, so they ended up like building this plot to overthrow them or whatever. And if they don't kill each other, the emperor had archers that were going to shoot them to death. And it was actually, for what it was really entertaining. Michael and I noticed, I think I pointed it out about halfway through it, they're like, given the budget and what they had, it actually kind of works. And the director was smart enough. I counted no more. Like, I think they had maybe like a dozen Roman gladiator costumes.
Right.
And they had like really cheap swords. You could easily tell that were bending and folding and stuff. But they had 4 shields throughout the whole film. And they just shot like, okay, we're going to shoot one camera facing this way, and there'll be 4 shields that way. So it looks like those all 4 have shields. And then they would turn the camera, and it'd be showing a different battle. It would be the same 4 shields. There was never more than 4 shields on screen at the time.
They had a very strict shield budget.
Yeah.
And they stuck to it.
Yeah, and then like later they're pursuing the 2 women in the catacombs. And guess how many shields? There were 6 soldiers, 4 shields. That was I don't know why that stuck out to me.
Yeah, we made the comment that like, for what it is, it's very well shot in terms of it's all backlot stuff.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
it's totally, you can tell that it's just extra stuff that they had lying around on some Hollywood backlot. And the costumes are not great, like they look like they were bought from the Hollywood costume store, but the good Hollywood costume store. Like we're not talking Spirit Halloween here. We're talking like you're dropping some serious ducats on these Roman gladiator costumes.
Pretty much. And they had like a handful of horses, and you can tell that's where all their money. We got to get these horses.
We got one day with the horses.
Yeah, we got one day with the horses. They shot all horse material in one sitting. Like when they round up the women in the beginning, there's horses.
Yep.
Which it opens really harshly. It's like just this dude sitting there chilling, like around this campfire, and then they cut to like horses approaching, and you cut back to the guy, and he's kind of like with the Margaret, whatever her name is, Markov. Yeah. And they kind of look off in the distance, and then they're there, and they just start cutting throats. Immediately, like a minute or two into it, it's just a bloodbath. And even then, the blood it's pretty bad. Like they always show, like they cut away, and then you cut back, and then there's blood on the people.
Yeah,
there was no packets or anything like that.
Somebody threw spaghetti on them or something. Like
that. But it's not like overly graphic, but it's just you can tell where the money went, and there wasn't a lot of it.
It's fun. It's a fun romp. It's campy. It never takes itself too seriously. You know, it is what it is. You know, we talked about how, you know, back in the 70s, you didn't have Pornhub. You barely had magazines. You know, maybe if you were lucky, your uncle would leave some laying around and you would find them in his closet or something like that. So, like, I could totally understand being, you know, 16, 17 years old and this movie comes out and you're sneaking out because that's what your option was. You know, that whatever you saw in that movie had to sustain you.
That was your titillation. No, it's funny. Like you hear it all the time, and it's become so like ingrained in it. But you always hear these stories about people finding pornography magazines in the woods, which to this generation probably seems like a ridiculous notion,
dude.
But on everything, it did happen. It did happen. I found that in a bottle of cologne in the woods one time. That's a 100% true story. Yeah, so I don't know, but I can imagine though, like having Pam Grier set up and all the posters on your wall and everything. But she's always been an attractive woman, and
to this day,
yeah, definitely. She's had a long career. Good for her.
I mean,
she's the queen of all that shit, man.
Got cast in Jackie Brown specifically for everything that she did in the 70s. I mean, totally revitalized her career. She's out there crushing it. I think she starred in a couple of Tyler Perry movies, or
I know she had a little bit of a resurgence where it's like, oh, yeah, that's Pam Grier. I've seen her in a few things. Oh, hey, I could IDMB it, but I feel like I've already wasted enough time.
Again, this is the speculation podcast. We're not based on facts and figures. We're just here to tell you some shit that we kind of heard secondhand and kind of remember. So, you know, deal with
pretty much. Look, we're not factual here. We're opinion based. This is not the honesty program. We'll be honest in our opinions with you. We won't, you know, as the kids say, cap. We won't cap these days.
No,
no cap. No, I don't get to say it. No. All my slang is stuck in 2010 behind. But no. But no, it was a good movie though. Like for what it was and like the script that they were given, it's completely serviceable. Sure. For like what it is, I enjoyed it.
Well, good news is I got the box set, so we got six other movies we could watch.
5 more movies. 5 more movies. I think Roger Corman.
Yeah, he produced them. Yeah. He didn't actually do any of the. I don't think he did any of the directing. I'd have to check the boxes or whatever. But
his name's plastered all over the box. So yeah, it was a good movie though. Good movie.
All right. So what you been watching, Matt?
What have I been watching? Oh man. So I'll start last week. Michael. I mean, I shouldn't say this. I bought my own Peacock and subscription, and I got to view what I wanted to watch because I'm a paying, upright citizen, and I would never do anything of borrowing passwords and or applications to benefit my viewing pleasure.
Guys, sharing your password is theft, and theft is wrong.
Yeah.
You wouldn't steal a car. You wouldn't shoot your grandmother.
No, you wouldn't.
Don't share your passwords.
Don't share your passwords.
That's wrong.
Yeah.
Continue. Sorry. This has been a PSA.
A PSA from what you've been watching. There you go. Public service. Now, I watched MacGruber, and I've listed it on my movies that I'm like, it's a terrible movie, and I understand all the criticism about it. I love that movie, but they just dropped a series on Peacock, and I think it's 8 episodes. And I'll say this. The premise runs thin immediately.
Yeah.
Like, it is the premise base of a 2-minute Saturday Night Live sketch that they did somewhat occurringly, somewhat regularly on the show. I love the movie. That is one of the, I like a lot of bad comedies, like Ladies Man was critically and commercially slammed. The Pest was as well. Like, none of these were crazy successful. MacGruber was considered a flop. But I love that movie, and I have seen it so many times. It's got the incomparable Valley Kilmers
Valley Kilms?
as Queeth.
No, Kumpf.
Oh, Kumpf. Yeah, Queeth is the new guy. My bad. Yeah. It's Queeth.
What was his name? It was Unger Kumpf or...
Yeah, let's go pound some cunt. Yeah. No, I've seen MacGruber a lot. I can't believe I botched the name. I was thinking about the new TV show. But yeah, the premise is ultimately MacGruber. If you haven't seen the end of the movie, the show opens up with Maya Rudolph as his ghost bride singing a recap song of the movie, and it's actually really entertaining. It's genuinely very funny. And so she catches
Shout out to Maya Rudolph.
Yeah,
she's one of the most underrated SNL performers ever.
SNL had the women for like a while were carrying that show, so they've had some heavy hitters for a phase there. Like they went through, they had what? Sudeikis?
Amy Poehler.
They had Sudeikis for a while.
Tina Fey.
Lily Fortes, and a bunch of people. And then it was like Kate McKinnon and Kristen Wiig and Maya Rudolph and Leslie Jones. They had some hitters on there, man, on the lady side of things for a while. So yeah, but she's in it. Kristen Wiig's in it. All the returning cast, all the cast returns from the movie. And again, the premise runs thin immediately. It's ultimately what it is MacGruber goes to jail for killing Kunt at the end of it and shooting. He goes to court or trial or whatever like that, and he murdered Kunt right in front of everybody. And so he goes to prison for that for life. And of course, Enos Queeth, Commander Brigadier Enos Queeth, is back on the scene, and he is threatening the world, so only MacGruber can save it.
And who is Queeth played by?
Billy Zane.
Nice.
They got to cast
Billy Zane.
Lawrence Fishburne's in it. Billy Zane's in it. Sam Elliott's in it. Kristen Wiig, Ryan Felipe's back in it. Like, it's genuinely very funny.
Also, shout out to Billy Zane for The Phantom. Really underrated movie, and he fucking crushed it.
Yeah, he did, man.
It takes a real man to wear a purple unitard like that.
We should go back and watch The Phantom.
Let's do it.
I haven't seen that since I was
Let's do it.
A knee high, man. Yeah, we'll talk about that. Yeah, plug. Keep all your Phantom updates. These hot movie takes on 2-decade-old movies. You're in the right place, my friend. You are in the right place. But yeah, Billy Zane is in it. So he threatens the world, and MacGruber saves the day. Again, premise very thin. But because of the comedic, like the comedic performance of the cast, like you got Will Forte and Kristen Wiig running around being silly for 8 episodes. It just works. Yeah. Like it's kind of, and I'll say this: I was talking to Michael about this off mic. It's much like Eastbound and Down, where it's very one note. And like Eastbound and Down, if Danny McBride is not funny to you, it's going to be a long watch. But if it is, then it's like it's the greatest shit of all time for you. And MacGruber is very much so like that for me. For whatever reason, it's just silly, like the absurdity of it, like the dumb shit that he says with a straight face. It just gets me every time. And I know how dumb it is, and I'm mad at myself for laughing. But it's also one of those things where it's just they lean into it so heavily. It's almost kind of Dewey Cox-ish, where it's just Cox-ish. Long running joke there, folks. But yeah, it's like they just lean into the absurdity of it so much, and it's so hyper violent. Like there's so many throat rips, and he's so dumb in his tactics, but somehow they just work every time. And so I loved it. I watched it all in like a day and a half, 2 days. Like I was all on board. So I have been watching MacGruber first and foremost.
I got to be honest with you, man. I know I've talked with you about this off mic, but I loathe that movie.
Loathe?
I don't know why.
Strong word.
I should love it because I love absurdist humor. I love the concept of everyone in the world is just a fucking idiot and they have their own rules that they have to deal with. But something about that movie just aggravates the piss out of me. It's almost too dumb for its own sake.
See, it's funny because that is the character that Ryan Felipe plays in and out. He goes along with this dumb shit, but he just has this look constantly of like, you are the dumbest fucking person I have ever had the displeasure of meeting. And like MacGruber, when he goes to jail, sells everybody out. He's like, Piper, you threw me the gun. So like Piper loses his job in the military and becomes like a DMV teacher. And he like ruins everyone's life. And MacGruber ruins everyone's lives that he touches. So he has to win them back, and just hilarity ensues, man. But yeah, again, I get the criticisms of MacGruber, but
I'll tell you what.
But because Ryan Felipe has that look, that's why I like his. He just has the look of everybody that doesn't get it. He gets it.
Yeah, he's the straight man, trapped in an idiotic world.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. I watched that movie up until he recruits his team, and it's just a who's who of WWE superstars. Yes. Like he recruits Chris Jericho, and he brings in MVP. He brings in Great Khali. We even get to see the Big Show kiss another man
another dude
Twice. The Big Show.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody's in it, man.
That's the Giant from WCW.
Yeah,
That's Paul White on
Go ahead
AEW.
on your what you've been watching bingo box. Go ahead and check the Michael Talks About Wrestling. Go ahead and check that one twice now. Okay. We're getting there. Look, we'll fill it up. Don't worry. Michael's already a drink in, so go ahead and check that box. I've already cussed more than I said I was going to, so go ahead and check that box. Oh, you tell us what boxes are on the board. I don't know yet.
We'll check those boxes.
But no, real thing about Chris Jericho, because when I like something, Michael knows this, I go all in, and I become an expert on dumb shit. So I watch the commentaries, the deleted scenes, the commentaries of the deleted scenes. And Will Forte, and I think Jorma Taccone was the director, were saying that Chris Jericho, when he was offered the role, took it very seriously. He knew that he was going to be hanging out with like Will Forte and like some of the funniest people at the time on the planet. Still is to some people, I'm sure. But so he went and took like a bunch of improv classes and stuff. And so when they were just like rattling off lines because they have to do one on script and then they just go off the rails,
right?
That Chris Jericho was going tit for tat. And so they extended his speaking part just because he was so good at what he did and was making everybody laugh so much that they were like, we got it. Like, you got it. Like, the guy paid his dues. Like, we got to keep doing the film.
Yeah. Credit where credit's due.
So shout out to not only the director for noticing that and Will Forte for jumping on board that, but for Chris Jericho, man. He got his opportunity and was genuinely very funny in the few amount of lines he had in that movie.
Yeah, he showed up recently in Jay and Silent Bob reboot, and he's actually going to star in a future Kevin Smith project called Kilroy Was Here. That's
nice.
sort of a slasher flick that he's working on. I don't know if I'm revealing. He's mentioned it on his podcast, so I can't imagine I'm breaking any sort of like
I'm sure
huge secret.
It's like Moose Jaws. Well, when it comes here, we'll see it. If it ever gets here.
100%.
Yeah. We love you, Kevin.
We mess with Kevin Smith. Please come on the podcast, Kevin.
Yeah, we love you very much, Kevin. But we're simps, man. We'll pay you. Not much, but we'll pay you. But yeah, so MacGruber, I enjoyed it. If you're a fan of MacGruber, watch the show. Definitely watch the show. It's one note. It is exactly what you think it is for 8 episodes stretched out.
I promise you this. I will give it 2 episodes.
Okay.
I'll watch it. They're both like, I think they're like 40 minutes or something like that, or 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll give it 2 episodes. I got to have a hard cutoff for that one, though, bro.
I get it. Hey, look, like I said, we can watch anything once. And it's just funny, like, even the opening theme song, like, you know, making life-saving inventions out of household material. They cut all that. Like, it's in it, but they do it so seriously. It's like a NCIS opening scene. It's just like that in a James Bond scene. It's like MacGruber's silhouette falling through flame and guns going off, and all you hear is MacGruber. And it's like this beautiful woman's voice singing it. And it opens up on such a serious note.
That's so dumb.
It hooked me, man. I love it. So yeah, MacGruber, big fan. The thing I watched today. Peacemaker.
What'd you think, man? I have not seen this, so I'm just gonna give you the opportunity.
I'll try to not
go on a rant.
I'll try to not spoil it. Yeah, because I just did it for a fucking MacGruber show. Yeah, no, I got you. Appreciate that.
Just go ahead and carry. Just backpack this.
I'll
episode,
backpack.
bro. It's okay.
Yeah. But no, I watched the first 3 episodes of Peacemaker. They just dropped, I think, Thursday. Today's Friday, so I knew it was coming out, but I guess it kind of slid under the radar. And then I got a notification on my phone for having HBO Max, which I do pay for.
Also Peacock.
Yeah, also Peacock. I pay for that too. all that stuff. There's no network of people I know that we share a password.
No.
It doesn't exist. You're out of your mind if you think.
Come on. What are we, criminals here? What do you think?
Come on. Look, I also go to the theater often. But no, it's John Cena's character, Peacemaker, from James Gunn's The Suicide Squad. And apparently James Gunn, during COVID, because he had already, I think, had Suicide Squad in the can.
Yeah.
The Suicide Squad in the can and just doing post stuff. But he was bored during COVID and just was like, I want to play with Peacemaker more. So he did. And John Cena is hilarious in this.
Now, here's my question. How did you know it was John Cena, and were you able to see him on screen?
Only when he's in the costume. When his shirt is off and he's in denim. I'm told that that's what he was. I don't know.
That's a wrestling joke for 2 people.
For 2 people. There you go. Anyways, but no, he's genuinely very funny in it. And I had read something about there being a dance number. It's the opening credits. And it's at the beginning of every episode. And I just read an interview today where James Gunn was saying that, like, I wanted to make something where you never felt the need to like skip the intro.
Wait. So let me understand this. So every episode is going to open with
the same. It's the opening credits. The intro.
Is
it does
John
like
Cena doing a dance number?
It's John Cena. All the cast of the show comes in and does it. And yeah, it's a dance number.
Like a Hollywood tune or a rap video?
No,
what's the vibe?
I mean, you know, James Gunn is like one of those directors that writes the needle drop into a script.
Sure, yeah.
This is very like 80s metal and like 80s hair. It's like Cinderella is in it and stuff like that. Like that.
So like the glam stuff.
Yeah, a lot of that.
Like a lot of rat poison.
Yeah,
rat poison.
But not even. Yeah, I know. But not even like those big of names. Like for the deep cut music buffs of the 80s, you would probably love the soundtrack. But it serves its purpose in this
cool.
one.
All right.
But no, it's really funny. Like, and it is not for children. It is not a superhero show that you want to watch with your young ones.
Or
I mean, be a cool parent. Whatever.
I'm not going to tell you how your parent.
Exactly.
Parent, that's fine.
But yeah, it's really funny though. It's really hyper violent.
Good.
Really quick dialogue. Very James Gunn. John Cena's legit very funny. Very funny in it.
That's a dude that I'm slowly winning a lot of respect for as an actor.
It's because he looks like Earnest. And we love Earnest here.
Holy shit, he does.
He is just getting older and looking more like Jim Barnes.
He looks like Earnest if Earnest was Mr. Universe. It's really creepy. In fact, if they were going to reboot the Earnest series.
Please, by the way.
Can we?
Yeah. Give me more Earnest.
Ernest Scared Stupid is one of the best Halloween movies in existence. Hands down, I will fight you on this.
I'm with
that. Movie is great.
Yeah, I love Ernest. Was a lot of my childhood.
I mean, there's a couple. Ernest Goes to Camp was a little.
Yeah, but I've seen them all as a child. Like, don't worry about that. But no, John Cena's legit funny in it, man. Like he really holds his own.
Good.
And everyone, you kind of feel sorry for him, but he's such an asshole. Like the whole time, he's so egotistical. But there's kind of revealed in his relationship with his father. Who's the actor that plays T-1000?
Robert Patrick.
Yeah, I think he's his dad.
Oh, really?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I could see that.
I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's his dad. But anyways, yeah, I just watched it today, and I just don't want to say the wrong thing. If not, it looks just like the guy. But yeah. So he's his dad, and there's like this crazy, like they have a really shitty relationship.
Interesting side fact: did you know that Robert Patrick is the brother of the lead singer of Filter?
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, hey man, nice shot.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Hey man,
nice shot.
Nice callback. Yeah. Okay. Whatever.
Anyway, side note.
But yeah. No. Again, I've said this 4 times now. Yeah, John Cena's really good in it. The supporting cast is really good. The script is very James Gunn. I'm 3 episodes in, and I was entertained the whole time.
Cool.
Quick premise: there's something called Project Butterfly that is around, and he is hired after he recovers at the end of Suicide Squad. He is shot.
Spoilers.
Yeah. Well, he is shot in the neck.
In dramatic fashion.
Very dramatic.
If you haven't seen the new Suicide Squad, highly recommend.
Yeah,
it's
really
so
funny.
much fun.
Yeah, and it carries. It's exactly the same tone, but just smaller in scale with one character. But his absurdities carry it. You know what I mean? It's just him. So, and again, he's the over the top one in what is otherwise a legitimate military operation. But operation. But he's the kooky one in all of it, and everyone else around him is just like, who the fuck is this guy? And the team that knocked Amanda Waller out, Octavia Spencer,
spoilers,
is punished by having to work with, like, that's Amanda Waller's punishment.
So now
like, you get to work with Peacemaker.
Okay.
And so there's like this ongoing thing where he's considered racist because his ratio of killing black criminals to white criminals is really fucked up. And he's like, I do kill white people too. I'll just kill more white people. I don't even it right out. And so it's kind of like this subtle theme is him like trying to redeem himself on a lot of terms. But yeah, it's really funny. Definitely, if you're a big fan of fast dialogue, check that show out.
I am. I do dig fast dialogue for sure.
So yeah, Peacemaker. So far, 3 episodes in, love it, man. I think we were talking. What else came out? Book of Boba Fett.
Oh my! Have we not talked about Book of Boba?
Not yet.
Holy shit! Okay. What do you think? Because I've only seen the first, I think, episode and a half at this point. At the time of recording, we're on. I think they just released episode
3 just came out Wednesday.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So I like it. It has a really interesting Western feel to it, I like the direction that they're taking with that. It's kind of a continuation of The Mandalorian. Like it seems that, especially with the Dave Filoni stuff, they're going in a real more Western vibe.
Yeah, the pilot was written by Johnny Favs.
Right. But Dave Filoni was one of the producers, and I think Robert Rodriguez is directing
he is.
most, if not all.
He definitely directed the pilot.
Right. But again, Robert Rodriguez has a very Western feel to his movies, with El Mariachi, etc., all that good stuff. It is very much, it seems like the basic premise is the old retired gunslinger coming back into town trying to stake his claim.
Pretty much. He's the king of the underworld now. He's taken Jabba the Hutt's place on the throne. In grand fashion. At the end of The Mandalorian, the stinger was we see him go to Jabba's palace, and he basically just murders Bib Fortuna, basically saying, by right of combat, now I claim everything that's yours, and it ends with him sitting on the throne and stuff. Opens up with him coming out of this Sarlacc pit, which, while I appreciated seeing, it was interesting to see what the idea of the inside of the Sarlacc was. However, I don't know that we needed to see it. I would have much rather just seen him, like cold open, a laser blast shoots out of the Sarlacc's mouth, and then Boba Fett comes roaring out on his jetpack. To me, it's not so much about the struggle within the Sarlacc as the fact of the legend that he got out of the Sarlacc. Yeah, I don't think they spent too much time on it, honestly. If they would have dwelled on that, and that would have been a major plot point, but I thought they moved past it pretty quickly, at least in my opinion. I like the fact that it's like it doesn't matter. It's just like, we're going to open the show. He got out. We're going to show you very quickly how he did it.
Sure, but
in just my opinion,
there's a thing. I forget who originated. I think it was Kafka, where he talks about how if I tell you there's a monster in the closet, your mind starts to play tricks and starts to imagine the most grotesque thing it could imagine. Whereas if I open the door and show you that it's only a 3-foot monster, then immediately you go, all right, I can handle it. But if it was a 6-foot monster, I'd have lost my shit. And then if I show you the 6-foot monster, you go, well, at least it's not a 12-foot monster, and so on and so on and so forth. Right. So there's a little aspect of letting the audience's imagination be more grandiose than anything that you could have shown me. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I think that also, I'm not deep in the Star Wars lore. I consider myself a fan, but I am by no means a super fan.
Right.
I definitely appreciate Star Wars. I've seen all the movies multiple times. But I think those guys are really trying to expand the world because there's so many books written, and I'm sure one of the authors in the non-technical Star Wars canon has probably described the inside of a Sarlacc pit. And I know that's where a lot of their stuff comes from. And I think they might be trying to give a shout out because they've done that on a few of the episodes.
If I remember correctly, there was a comic book that talked about, or that basically talked about how Boba Fett got out of the Sarlacc.
Yeah, the extended universe stuff.
Yeah. And he ends up linking up with Han Solo. He forgets he loses his memory. He links up with Solo, and they have this whole wild adventure together. And then at some point, he, I think, remembers and gets knocked right back into the Sarlacc pit. The Sarlacc pit. So it's this weird, he goes right back to where he started kind of thing. But I don't know if that's canon or...
Yeah, I don't know. There's so many offshoot stuff that I don't know what plays anymore.
Yeah. But anyway, so that was just my kind of thing. Just a lot of my problem with the new Mandalorian is it's very much show me, and I would much rather, in a weird way, sort of be told or let the legend speak for itself. Does that make sense?
How dare you speak ill of the Mandalorian? Not because I'm a huge fan, but because it saved Star Wars. It came at a very...
I'm sorry, I meant Book of Boba Fett. I'm sorry, Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah, I was about to say, hold on now.
No. I'm sorry.
Now, my question for you now is, and somebody brought this to my attention, you were never a Boba Fett guy. You thought he was overrated and trash, right?
Yes.
Has this done anything on your radar? Because I know when he showed up in the Mandalorian, I was like, fucking about time. Because I always liked Boba Fett just because, kind of like Michael was saying, I just always thought that he was just some badass. He was this quiet, stone cold killer. And in the movies, Boba Fett, where? And he dies on the Sarlacc. It was lame, and I was so disappointed. I thought that was a missed opportunity. I'll tell you my spiel on how I think he should have killed Mace Windu another time.
Boba Fett should have?
In my opinion. I guess we can get into it. Whatever. Talking Boba Fett.
Sure.
I feel like it was a missed opportunity. At the end, in Clone Wars Episode 2, all right, Jango Fett gets his head cut off by Mace Windu.
Right.
And they show, this is a really dark scene. They show a young Boba Fett picking up a helmet that still has his father's head. He's very clear about that. His face, neck, everything is still in the helmet. But he holds it up and kind of shows it. And so I understand why they did it. Like in the Episode 3, Mace Windu gets killed by the lightning or whatever, by the Emperor, and Obi-Wan turns, whatever. But like I thought that it would have added to the legend, and I'm not necessarily disappointed the way that they solved that with Mace Windu being killed. But I thought it was a missed opportunity for Boba Fett because he has motive for vengeance against the Jedi at that point. And they always talk about how the Jedi are the Mando's sworn enemy. Right. Like these Jedi Knights are the sworn enemy, and that they hide from them and all this stuff. But I thought it would have been better for the legend of Boba Fett if, let's say, that Mace Windu's sitting there getting shocked by the Emperor, and he finally turns the lightning back on him.
Power.
Yeah, and he turns the lightning back on him, and he's about to kill the Emperor. And right then, a young Boba Fett shows up and blasts him, or whatever.
Yes.
And now the legend is Boba Fett killed a Jedi Knight, a master, as a child. And like the lore of that, I just felt like that would have been a missed opportunity, and it just never came to fruition. And I'm not mad the way they solved it.
There is the aspect of you have to write in like why Boba Fett was there in order to kill Mace Windu in the first place. I mean, like,
he tagged along with the clone army. Like he was there anyways. Not every clone died there. He could have jumped on one of the ships and reported back.
Sure,
it's a quick fix. It's 2 lines of dialogue or one scene.
Sure, maybe.
10 seconds.
Yeah. Maybe. But I mean, in a movie where there's already like 11 different subplots going on. I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, again,
it was a missed opportunity. I just don't know how it would fit in.
Yeah, I just thought it would add to the legend of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's my spiel on that. Again, I'm not trying to, whatever. But yeah, has this moved the meat? Like, because I know when he showed up in Mandalorian in season 2, that was my shit. I was like, fine.
So let me backtrack just a little bit. I was not really into the whole extended universe thing. Like, I read a few things here and there, but to me, it was never really canon, so I never really paid attention to it.
A lot of it too.
I always treated it sort of as fan fiction, which was like just sort of entertainment or fluff or filler. I never took it seriously.
Right.
To me, the movies were the Bible. Like, that's what happened. So, for me, when you look at Boba Fett, as to what happens to him, especially in the original trilogy, he's kind of a bitch. He's kind of a like, he doesn't really do everything he does is reactionary. Like, he doesn't track down the Millennium Falcon. He just sort of follows it and alerts Vader. And Vader is the one that actually delivers to the Emperor, right? And again, like you said, in his final scene in Jedi, like, he gets taken out by a blind, handcuffed Han Solo
swinging a pole
randomly, and there's a lot of talk about how badass Boba Fett is, but I never actually see him being a badass. Like, there's one scene where he turns on his jetpack and hits Luke with a flamethrower, but Luke shakes it off. So there's no impact, there's no consequence. He's just sort of there.
I will say this: most people don't fly in to fight a Jedi. They usually just kind of shoot and run away.
I agree.
I'll give you that. It was a look thing too, man. As a kid, I was
aesthetically he's great,
he's dope as shit looking.
Great. So was the Ultimate Warrior. But when you break down what he actually did,
and that's why he's the greatest. Him and Sting is the face paint, bro. No, I get that though. I was talking to somebody today, and we'll hopefully have him on this podcast in future episodes. He's a huge Star Wars guy.
Spike Lee?
Yeah, I know, right? But no, he was saying that like this show is slowly ruining Boba Fett for him.
Really?
And there's still time to turn it around. We're only 3 episodes in, but apparently the 3rd episode, it'll be out by the time this podcast comes out. You guys should have seen it, and I will have too. Apparently there's a bunch of children in it, and they overtake this. When I don't know how to say this, I don't know the character's name, but when the black and white Wookiee came out,
there's some nerd right now that is out there screaming into the microphone.
Chris knows it, yeah. The guy I'm talking about.
It's clearly Kashiki Wookie number 147.
And his name is Black something. I'm not.
You're not just being racist.
No. No, I'm pretty sure his name is Black something. That's what I was told today.
Okay.
But either way, like when he showed up, I was like, that dude's badass in episode 2. But apparently in episode 3, like recruits a bunch of children, and the Boba Fett does, and it's like okay. And he was saying that like this show may very well ruin Boba Fett for him, and he's in on Boba Fett. So I hope that's not the case. I'll give the time to play out, but I am kind of like part of me, and this is not my idea. I've read this other places, but part of me kind of wishes the show took place before he was in the Sarlacc pit, so we can see some of that original badassness.
I would agree. Yeah.
I understand why they're doing it to explain the Mandalorian universe and saying we're building our own universe. It takes place between Jedi and episode 7.
Right.
So I get why they're doing it. It makes sense.
To fill the gap. Yeah. But I am very much in the same vein. Like I would much rather have had a show where it's just Boba Fett going on, like every season is just him building towards a bigger, better bounty. You know, like season 1 is, opens up with him collecting his first bounty, and then he gets this impossible bounty that he has to collect. Adventure ensues, and then every season builds onto him just building his way through the criminal empire until he's finally just regarded as the best bounty hunter in the world.
Yeah, and then I just feel like he didn't necessarily. It'd be better if season 1 ended with him earning the throne, and like where if they could kind of, I'm just pitching, I'm spitballing here. I don't know. But like almost do kind of half and half, where it's like you see the flashback scenes of all the terror he's caused. Like he's this galaxy renowned, like galaxy-wide known bounty hunters, like the best of the best, one of the top tier.
Right.
You've got to think there's
he's like dog bounty hunter, but like
he's high up there. Like when the Empire wanted somebody, he was on the list. It was like him, IG-88, and a few other people whose names I don't know. But you would think that there'd be fallout from that. Like, dude, you kidnapped the gang lord that I was a servant under.
Sure.
That dude's out of jail now. He's coming for you. There's got to be hundreds of those stories, or at least dozens of them.
To be fair, he also had a history of disintegration, so there is that.
Well, yeah, even then, there's still got to be people that were friends with them.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You killed my father, or you blasted my brother and stuck him in carbonite. Or
good call on the disintegration. He does have a history of that. That was good.
No disintegrations.
Hey man, that's why we keep Mako around, dude. Awesome. But yeah, I don't know. I'm along for the ride on Book of Boba Fett. I don't want to butcher the actor's name. I think he's doing a really serviceable job as Boba Fett.
It's not Taika Waititi.
No, it's not Taika Waititi.
It's Tamora Morrison.
Hey, thank you.
That's it.
You. Yeah.
Didn't you have to look it up? Wow.
Exactly. And Ming-Na Wen is awesome in it. She's great.
I want to see more of her.
She
is phenomenal in that. I really like her doing the Major Domo kind of character, like advising. There's a whole scene where she talks about how Jabba ruled through fear, and he was, he ruled with an iron fist, and basically Boba Fett talks about, I will rule through respect.
Yeah, through respect.
Which, okay, I get, but let's be honest. If you're running a criminal underworld, fear is a really good motivator.
It is, but also...
Especially if you're the most badass bounty hunter in the galaxy, and you have this whole history behind you. Why wouldn't you bring that to the table?
I would argue with this, though, and this is why I appreciate the Mandalorian show, is because we're getting into the lore of the Mandalorian, and they have some really strict codes about some things. You know what I mean? And so there's probably it's like almost, for lack of a better word, like a Bushido, like a creed of a samurai. Almost,
sure.
Where it's like, we don't do certain things, and while he is a de facto in the fact that there's different branches, and he's one that can take his helmet off and stuff like that, I do appreciate, he probably does have a strong list of like, not a lot of gray area. It's like, I do this or I don't. And so I understand the approach that they're taking in the fact of like, I rule through respect.
Yeah, he definitely makes his own code. I don't understand. I would like to see more of the transition of how he goes from, I mean, obviously as a bounty hunter, you have to rule through fear. People have to be afraid of you as a bounty hunter, because otherwise, why would they care? What's the point? Like, oh, I'm here to arrest you. Well, not today. Okay, maybe tomorrow then.
Right.
Like,
I don't think it'd go quite like that.
But you see what I'm saying? Like, there has to be an aspect of oh shit, Boba Fett's coming for me.
Right.
And so why I would like to see more of the transition of why he went from choosing a job that fear and terror and discipline are paramount into honor and respect and honor.
Yeah, I get
You
that.
see what I'm saying?
There's a lot of empty space there. Maybe they'll flesh it out, though. Maybe that's the journey we're on with this season 1.
Now, they are doing a weird thing to where, spoiler alert, they split time within the series.
Yeah, they do some non-linear storytelling a little bit.
The story is split between his time taking over from Jabba and from the time he emerges from the Sarlacc pit, and he gets found by Tusken Raiders, and it's kind of a Dances with Wolves,
pretty much
Princess Mononoke kind of thing, where he's like it's a stranger in a new world learning the native people's way of life. So
and
maybe
he ends up helping them.
Yeah, maybe there's a story within that they haven't quite fleshed out. But I would like to see more of the transition of how he goes from his first mentality of the original series into the new, honorable dynamo kind of thing.
Yeah, hopefully
Just
we get there. No, I get it. I dig it though. I'm along for the ride. And those technical difficulties that we are back from are brought to you by Bush's Bavarian. If you're gonna drink, you might as well make it Bush's Bavarian. Yeah, Book of Boba Fett. Good show thus far.
I can't wait to see more. To answer your earlier question, it hasn't quite turned my opinion of Boba Fett, but I'm really hoping that it does because I'm hoping that it does the same that The Mandalorian did for me, to where I knew almost nothing about the character and I ended up falling in love with everybody.
Yeah. Cool.
So
we'll do more of it.
That sums that up.
What else has been up, man? Been rocking any of the sticks recently? Been playing any Vidja games?
Oh, here's a subset of our podcast. What you been playing?
Oh yeah. What you been playing? I finished Pokemon Shining Pearl last night. I am officially the Pokemon master in that game.
You caught them all?
Did not catch them all yet. Apparently now I get the Master Pokedex, and there's like hundreds upon hundreds. But I did defeat the Elite Four. So I started like 14 different games recently, and I'm just trying to chip off one by one of actually beating them and be like, okay, now let's go finish the other game I started, so then I can actually start a game in its entirety and devote my time to it. But one off the list.
Also something I'm trying to do. I tend to play a lot of the similar stuff, like a lot of Gears of War, Injustice. Every once in a while, break into the Mortal Kombat series, stuff like that. Been playing a lot of Hades lately.
Oh, Hades! I love that game.
I do too, but yet I've never. It's like a relationship with an abusive girlfriend. It's just I'm tired of getting my ass beat, but damn, is it fun? You know what I mean? Like, she does something to me.
Dude, that game, dying is so much a part of that game. I hope that actually that's a show, or that's a video game series that I could see being a show or something like that. Like, the world's really rich, man. Like, all the characters that you talk to, all the NPCs and stuff.
Well, how did that work in terms of you play the part of, what's his name? Zagreus, right. So Zagreus just finding his way out of Hades and dying repeatedly and constantly, like every episode he dies and has to start from the beginning.
Or just by the end of the series, he died. I don't know. I think it'd be fun. I think it's a world that's rich for, you can make something out of it. It's a good IP. It's not like anybody owns the rights to the Greek gods. You know what I mean? Like, because there's Zeus and Marvel, DC, every known entities ever. So, but yeah, I dig that game a lot. I think I'm gonna. Speaking of which, I have increased, and this really plays into movies, comic books, right up our alley. I have been increasing our. I'm a big 2D fighter fan, and I have my favorite fighting game of all time is Marvel vs. Capcom 2. And I have dedicated some time, and unfortunately way too much money, into collecting the entire Capcom Marvel vs. series. And so I ended up getting Marvel Superheroes the other day, which is a blast. I got X-Men vs. Street Fighter, which is an import I got, which thank you, Ryan, for hooking it up with the modded PlayStation that plays Japanese and American games for free. It was quite the win. And I got Marvel vs. Capcom 1 on Dreamcast and Marvel vs. Capcom 2 on Dreamcast. I'm only missing one. But I bring all that up because it is college basketball season, and it is also Royal Rumble season, I believe.
Yes, sir.
And so I think here in the near future, we are going to do some kind of round-robin playoff of some kind, whether it be movies, characters. We'll iron out the details, but there's going to be some versus stuff.
So, little backstory on this. One of the primordial origins of this podcast
of Michael and I's relationship
is just him and I talking about who would win in a fight in terms of video game characters, mostly comic book characters, but also movie characters, what have you. Like who would win a fight between Deadpool and Hawkeye? Who would win in a fight between Thanos and Darkseid? Who would win in a fight between Batman and
you name it, and Ryu from Street Fighter,
right? Yeah, just
Akuma.
Random, just middle of the night calls for no reason.
Yeah, I was living in Maryland pretty recently, up until like April of this year, and Michael and I were trying to continue our relationship or whatever, and just still be brothers and still have contact. So we both get random calls, and sometimes we'd have a bad day, and you just want to escape. Instead of sitting there talking about your shitty day, you can just escape into some fictional matchups. And so we'd either call it, who would win, Nova or Nova Prime when he had the entire force in him during Annihilation Wave, or Hal Jordan? Nova for X, Y, and Z.
Well, it depends on if it's Hal Jordan when he's Parallax, or if it's Hal Jordan when he's in the Kingdom Come version.
Right.
Stupid nerd shit like that.
Yeah.
That would dedicate us to 2 hours of nonsensical phone calls that went way too long into the night.
Way too long.
So eventually we want to bring that to the forefront, and maybe we'll do like maybe a movie hero matchup or a comic book matchup, but we want to get into the whole versus matchup thing.
Yeah, and we've been doing that since we were little kids, though. Because like I said on the first podcast, Michael was the father to my game on a lot of this stuff. Like Michael was into comic books, and him being my older brother, and me wanting to see what's going on in his world, I'd sneak into his milk crate that he had filled with comic books. And who's this? And I remember they had Infinity War, and on the cover it was like every Marvel superhero. It was like a splash page on the cover. I'm like, who's this? And that's this person. Who's that? That's this person. Who's this person? That's this. I'm like, who would win between them and them? And Michael would break it down for me in his honest to God opinions. And I think that's, just on a side note, I think that's where a lot of my sense of wonderment comes from in like the whole MCU thing. Like Michael and I, when we were a kid, for those that don't remember, there was a magazine called Wizard. And Wizard magazine would always do these fantasy castings long before these movies were ever even a thought. So Michael, who's going to, and they would cast, like, if we were to cast X-Men today, who would play it? And this is back in the late 80s, early 90s, whatever, up to 2000, whenever the magazine, or we stopped getting it. And that was kind of like how this all started as kids, was casting and who would win in a fight and all this and all that. And
oh yeah, I was one of the first persons to cast Patrick Stewart as Charles Xavier.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember doing that back in, because I'm a hipster and I did things before they were cool. So,
right.
Yeah, I did that back in, 96, 97, just sitting around the school lunch table bullshitting with my friends and casting the X-Men movie in terms of, if you were going to cast the X-Men, who would you use right now? And we had some
way out there stuff, yeah.
I mean, a lot of Johnny Depp, a lot of Christina Ricci.
Yeah.
I also said that they should cast Frasier, what's his name?
Kelsey Grammer
as Beast. But I suggested that they do it with CGI, and my friend was like, that's bullshit. We need to do it old school, costumes, like painting fur on him and stuff like that with a suit. And I'll be damned, credit where credit's due. He was right.
Better. Yeah.
It ended up way better.
Yeah, I think one of the original ones was Danny DeVito as Puck was a big one, I remember.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, he'd be a great Puck. But yeah, that's kind of like the origins of all this. And I brought all that up just to say that, when we were doing the whole, like, who would win in a fight, this person or this person? That's, I think, why Marvel vs. Capcom really spoke to me. It was like, oh, we're going to give you that.
Right.
And I get this sense of wonderment of I never thought that I thought maybe I'll see an X-Men in my life ever since Batman was a hit. I knew we'd get the big ones over time, maybe. Like, Shuma Gorath is in the new Doctor Strange trailer. Like, not in my wildest. I was amazed when he was on the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 roster, or even the original Marvel superheroes roster. It's like we're getting Shuma Gorath on the big screen. Like that, like get out of here. That's insane. And so I still kind of am a little bit biased to a lot of that stuff because I just never thought I'd see some of this.
Oh, absolutely, me too. Like, I understand that the Marvel movies, especially, are very one note. Like they have a very formulaic approach to their movies. But I'll be honest with you, I'm perfectly fine with that because I get to see things that I read in middle school, like 20, 30 years ago, that I'm just now getting to see on the big screen. And I'm super excited for it. Like, I want more. Like, yeah, like, why wouldn't I want to see Thanos doing the snap? Because that's such a major, important part of comic book history and comic book lore that the fact that we finally get to see Thanos snap out half of existence. If you'd have told me in middle school that I would see that, yeah, I would not have believed you. If you'd have told me back in high school that we would have seen all the great things that we've seen via the Marvel movies right now,
yeah,
would have blown my wildest expectations.
Yeah, I remember when Infinity War came out. I was I'll tell you some of the story later, but I was so quick on watching the Marvel movies that people would spoil it for me because I was the resident moviegoer of the house, and so I remember seeing it, and only one person had the bootleg, and everyone was like, "Don't talk about it." And he pulled me aside, and he's like, "So you read the comic books? Like, you knew he was gonna snap. Like, why is this still hold your interest?" And I was like, one, the second they introduced Thanos, I knew the snap was coming. You knew it.
Right.
Why else would you choose Thanos? Right. What are you going to do, Infinity?
It's the greatest Chekhov's gun.
Yeah,
in the
like
history
we know
of a multiverse.
The joy was not knowing which half was going to go.
Right.
It was still entirely enjoyable. It's kind of like if you read the Walking Dead comics and you watch the show. It's different enough where you can still enjoy it. But this one, I had no idea which half of the universe was going to go. Everyone was on the edge of their seat in that moment.
Yeah, your excitement is in a weird way seeing the journey to get to the place that you know that they're going to go to eventually. Like seeing Spider-Man swing across the screen and interact with Captain America for the first time. Like it's seeing Wakanda revealed for the first time. This weird, this place that I had only ever seen within the realm of comic book art, and to see it brought, written large on the silver screen, it's incredible.
Yeah.
These stories hold up for a reason. There's a reason why if they ever do another Spider-Man Venom story, I'm going to watch it. I've seen it 3 times already. The same reason why if the next iteration of whoever's going to play the Joker, I'm going to be interested in it because the stories and the characters are so rich that they deserve reinterpretation year after year. And I really do believe that. Comic book characters to me are the Greek heroes of our time.
Yeah, it's the American mythos.
And I want to see more of it. Like, you and I have talked about this a little bit back in the day, but like I'm probably one of the last generation that actually got beat up and made fun of and ostracized for reading a comic book. Like I have a really real memory of reading a Batman comic book on the bus ride from school back home and somebody being like, "Why are you reading that? That's kid stuff. That's, yada, yada, yada."
I think they called you something meaner than that we'll reserve for not being on the air.
Yeah. All I got a lot was, "Hey, faggot."
Yeah. That was pretty mean. Kids weren't so nice back then.
So it's really weird for me in a weird way to see that that the things that I loved and got made fun of as a youth brought to the forefront of society and pop culture, and now it's the cool thing. Like there was a part of me for a long time that was really bothered by seeing dude bros and like the type of guy that would beat me up in middle school.
I was on the tail end of those.
But you know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. Like there's a point of reference there.
The frat bros and stuff. Oh yeah.
Like bringing their kids or showing up with their friends and be like, "Oh, Spider-Man, right? Like that dude's awesome." And I'm like, you have no idea. Like, talk to me about Ben Reilly. Talk to me about what the actual origin of Venom is. Talk to me about.
It's one of those things where, just like a lot of things, it's kind of like when a band blows up and it's too big to fit in your back pocket anymore.
Yeah.
And you're like, I made you hot. Like, you know. But people forget that Marvel was going to go bankrupt until they sold the rights for all these characters. That's why all like the Fox iterations came out and stuff like that. And so that's why I still go to support brick and mortar stores, which that's my other PSA. Go support a local comic book shop. Free Comic Book Day is coming up first Saturday in May. Be there.
Go buy a comic book.
Yeah. If you like the movies, buy a comic book. But no, it's weird though. Like I remember when Infinity War came out, and I was talking at the time. Just quick backstory: I was living in a halfway house. And I had to talk to my counselor to get permission to have a late curfew. And I was like, now, you know, I could lie to you about a bunch of stuff, but I just want to tell you, I want to go see the Infinity War. It's going to start at 7. It's like a 2.5 hour movie. I probably won't be home until like midnight. I think I was supposed to be home at 10. She's like, I appreciate the honesty. What is it about this that is like hooking you so bad? She just wanted to know. And I told her, I've literally been waiting my whole life to see Thanos snap.
Yeah.
Literally my whole life to see this.
Right.
And so I'm on board. So, yeah. All that being said, to go back to the point, that's why Marvel vs. Capcom 2. We're trying to get all those characters in one place to let them do battle. And you can answer some of these questions of who would win, Thanos versus this. And that's why I dig that stuff, man.
So to all the legions out there, what you can look forward to is eventually we're going to do a March Madness bracket. A bunch of verses. We haven't quite decided what it's going to be yet. It might be comic books. It might be movie heroes. It might be something of that nature. But we're going to do a bunch of brackets, and we hope it's a recurring segment. If you have your ideas.
At least annually in March or, around Royal Rumble or
if we run out of ideas or also that's fine.
Look, I could do that all day. Like, I'll give you a quick one. Who would win?
Oh God.
Let's see.
Make it a good one. This is the first one on record.
Year 1, Kyle Rayner.
Ooh.
Or Darkhawk.
Which iteration of Darkhawk?
When he was the stray from the Fraternity of Raptors, when he was like the dude back in the
90s. Okay.
Which I like how they introduced the whole Fraternity of Raptors. That's a cool thing.
And what is Darkhawk's name? It's not Richard Rider.
It's not Richard Rider. I forgot. Man, I should know that. I'm a big Darkhawk guy.
Oh no.
Yeah, I should know that. Really.
We're cutting all this out. Don't worry about it.
It's all good. we Google stuff.
Young Jamie, cut this out.
I know, right? Yeah, because I know they just got a new one. They're celebrating 35 years of Darkhawk, and I just bought the comic book number 1. Christopher Powell. Why
Chris Powell, that's
because it's a very forgettable name.
That's right. It is. It doesn't have the same alliteration and the same oomph as a Peter Parker or a Scott Summers or a Charles Xavier.
Darkhawk, when they turned him from being like a street level guy into like a little bit more
cosmic level
stuff.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
That iteration. Dan Abnett. Or year 1, Kyle Rayner.
I'm kind of inclined to say year 1, Kyle Rayner. Only because, if I remember correctly, and I'm not the biggest Green Lantern fan, so I can't really speak with a whole bunch of authority on this. But again, welcome to the Speculation Podcast.
Speculation.
I remember Kyle Rayner had a problem with reining in his power, and he had a tendency, because he's an artist, and his imagination had a tendency to run wild, and so there was a real problem with him being able to focus on the task at hand without going overboard.
So you think he just overkill it with Darkhawk?
Maybe not intentionally, but
yeah.
In a certain manner, for sure. Especially because at that point, Darkhawk, like you said, is coming from a street level New York tertiary character into the cosmic scale of
hanging
going
out
out
with
with
Silver Surfer
and Gamora and Drax the Destroyer and the Infinity Gauntlet and
and Beta Ray
Annihilus and all
Bill
those guys. Yeah. So, but I based that completely on my limited knowledge of both characters.
I could see it going either way. I'm inclined for a Green Lantern, but anyways, that's just the sample size of what you're probably going to be getting. But yeah, that whole debate went on for a long time. So with that being said, last week we did the year in review, and I think we should maybe talk about the year in preview.
Let's talk about some stuff that's coming up.
This is what we will be watching. So these are not all of them by any means, but here are some of them. I think Morbius drops soon.
Yeah, mild interest. Again, it's a tertiary comic book character that I never really had a vested interest in. I'm interested to see how they're going to expand the Sony universe of the Marvel characters. I know that they're already working with Tom Hardy's Venom. They've got
Vulture's in this one briefly. He's in the trailer at least,
which is interesting to see because that's a main MCU villain. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays in terms of what the relation is between the Marvel universe and the Sony universe and exactly how much that overlaps and how much is canon.
Yeah, it's especially with the multiverse stuff now. Is his Spider-Man Andrew Garfield? Is his Spider-Man? Is he in the Tobey Maguire world? So who knows?
Yeah, I'm willing to check it out, but I don't have a whole lot of expectations.
I'm right there with you on that one.
Also because Jared Leto, which we've established,
yeah,
your loathing and not necessarily apathy. That's not the right word.
He's talented. I'll say that. He just some people just rub you the wrong way. It's just that guy. So I'm a sucker for this stuff, so I know I'm going to see it. My expectations are low, and I think maybe if I keep my expectations low, I think I might enjoy it. Now, in that same month, I think Morbius comes out really soon. After that we get The Batman with Robert Pattinson.
Now, I am really interested for this.
I am too.
I was not a huge Robert Pattinson fan, only because I hadn't seen a lot of stuff he was in. The only thing I'd really ever seen him in was the Harry Potter stuff. And
besides Twilight, obviously.
And I had seen one or two of the Twilight movies, but I couldn't handle it. They were so ridiculous to me. And that's not me trying to flex. It's just, it wasn't my bag. It just wasn't my thing.
Everyone has a level of geek.
Just wasn't my flavor of Kool-Aid.
I don't think I was the target audience.
No. But I did see him in The Lighthouse.
The Rover is what got me. The Rover, he's incredible in that.
I have not seen yet, but
I heard he was good in Water for Elephants.
Oh, that's also right. Yeah.
My thing is that I respect him a lot like Daniel Radcliffe in the sense that Daniel Radcliffe made enough money off the Harry Potter. He never has to work again.
Oh, he can do whatever he wants. Yeah.
But because he's an artist, he went back and did all these lower budget movies to really work on his craft and get better and explore who he is coming from a childhood actor into an adult. And I respect him for doing that because now he pretty much, again, he doesn't need the money.
Swiss Army Man for me was one of the funniest movies.
Guns Akimbo.
Oh,
Guns Akimbo is the truth, man.
I forgot that was him.
Yeah.
For some reason, I always think that that's Elijah Wood, and it's not because
you're not the first person to make that.
I literally completely forgot that was him and thought it was Elijah Wood.
Yeah. I forgot where we're going with that. Morbius.
Oh, Morbius.
We were on some rant about something. That's going to happen a lot here as well. But yeah. Oh no, we're talking about
that bingo card.
No, the Batman. We're talking about Robert
Batman.
Pattinson,
right? Yes.
How he took time to kind of get better at his craft or whatever. But I remember there was a lot of backfire. Maybe some people might not remember this because his performance now is I never said anything bad about it ever. But Heath Ledger was not wanted as a Joker. He had never played a villain before, and people were shitting all over him on the internet of really a Knight's Tale is going to be the Joker, okay? And then the movie came out, and everyone's forget they ever said anything about that. For me, Robert Pattinson makes sense as a Bruce Wayne because if you look at just who Robert Pattinson is, and I'm sure he's a nice guy. I've never met the guy.
Right.
Every interview seems pretty cool actually, but he kind of has the rich, Bruce Wayne is this rich, entitled, handsome white kid.
Oh, yeah,
and
absolutely.
Pattinson really can embody that because it's kind of like character persona or star persona a little bit, and that he has that down. And I like how they're doing like a year 2 story.
I really do like how
he's not brand new Batman, but
yeah, they're breaking him down into a younger, more ruthless, more vengeful Batman. Apparently, from what I've seen from the trailers, he
that's
seems
what the
to
movie
be,
promo says, that he's still very angry about his parents' death, and he's, instead of committing his resources, he's committed almost like martyrdom to himself, where he's going to commit his body to the soul of Gotham, and he's still kind of too close.
That's an interesting take.
That's kind of what I hear on the word on the street.
I also hear it's going to be a much more detective-driven story, which
thank God.
I really appreciate, because we've seen Batman kick ass and fight his way out of every situation for 11 movies now. I can't even keep track. Just whatever. I really like the idea of Batman being the world's greatest detective.
He is, yeah.
I think that Matt Reeves might be the director to bring that to the forefront and to really showcase that. I like the idea of Paul Dano as this Zodiac Killer-esque kind of Riddler. It's very intriguing. Not necessarily the not Josh Groban. Who am I? Josh Gorkin. No, Gorkin. The Gorkin version of the Riddler. You know, but also not the Jim Carrey version, which is like a mockery of that. I like the idea of the Riddler being a much more cerebral villain, a much more tactful and mindful villain.
Absolutely. When they said that it was in tone with The Long Halloween, Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale's like pivotal Batman detective story that takes place over a year,
I like that.
I'm all on board.
Also, shout out to The Longest Halloween if you haven't read that.
Yeah, Dark Victory is another good one. It's the follow up.
Zoe Kravitz cast as Catwoman.
Yeah, perfect.
That is perfect casting for me. I mean, visually, you cannot get more in tune with what my idea of what Catwoman looks like. It is almost picturesque. Like she was born to play this role.
Yeah. In the scene in the trailer where he's walking down the hallway and taking machine gun fire in the chest, the Batman like reader in me was like, he wouldn't do that. But I didn't care because it looked so freaking cool that I was like, I'll forgive it. Somebody made a joke today. They were telling me that Batman does have a superpower, and it's plot armor. Like Batman can just do whatever you need Batman to do. To like, I was like, that's the most interesting superpower I've ever heard described for Batman.
Right. He is the what's the male version of Mary Sue, the Michael Steve,
whatever.
Martin Stevens or whatever.
Yeah, it's the plot armor.
Yeah,
but no, I'm all on board that movie. And speaking of the Riddler, did you ever see the meme online about like somebody said something about like how Batman didn't shit, and the internet just took it and ran with it? They're like, how Batman gonna lose for 65 years against a clown with a water flower, with a poisoned water flower? And then somebody was like, Batman lost the city of Gotham to a man that tells knock-knock jokes and riddles. And my favorite one was, if you give Batman and Kevin McCallister the same amount of prep time, Kevin McCallister would body Batman. I was like, the internet was having a day on his ass.
I have to defend this house. I'm the man of the house now.
Yeah, that one got me. Anyways, the Batman. I'm looking forward.
You know what? That would be a movie crossover that I would watch. I would watch that 6 times in a row.
Yeah.
Batman starring in the brand new Home Alone, but you have to cast it with Macaulay Culkin, the same age he is now.
Oh, absolutely.
Like it's just an updated version of Home Alone, and he has to defend himself from Batman. So how does this work? Okay, wait.
Yeah, that
let's write a movie.
I was dying.
Let's write a movie. Hold
quick
on.
Pitch.
Okay. So. Let's work. Let's start at the end and work our way backwards. Batman is breaking into the McCallister house. Right? Okay. So Kevin has become a home security expert, right?
Buzz. What's his brother's name? Buzz?
Yeah, his cousin. Yeah.
Frames McCallister. He goes out, commits a crime, and plants the evidence back at the house, which he used, let's say, Kevin McCallister's car, whatever it was, to commit a crime. And so Batman, even though you'd have to take a plot device here, but he would be, because he's the world's greatest detective, he was just wanting to get information out of him. Kevin McCallister doesn't know that. He just sees him simply as a home invader. Oh, so he doesn't even recognize that it's Batman for the first like half of the movie, right? Like, or it is, but he's like, You're still
No. That's how it works. He doesn't recognize that it's Batman for the first half of the movie, right? Like, and so then it's just an origin story of like, it's happening again. They're trying to break in. I got to keep him out. And then he realizes that it's Batman. So then they have to have that meeting of like, hey man, I'm sorry for everything that happened. And Batman's like, you've already taken it too far.
Yeah, well, Batman at first would only go there just to talk, like, his interrogation, which would probably be violent. But, he would go there for that. And then as Kevin McCallister just set him up for the okie doke time and time again, then it's like, now Batman's getting angry. Now he slowly but surely, like, can start to think of, like, oh, I'm dealing with a professional sitting in some slump. But he gets him for the first act of the movie because he's not expecting it. He's like, oh, I'm just going to go talk to this dude, rough him up a little bit, get the information I want, and I'll solve this crime.
Meanwhile, it's taking paint cans in the face and,
flipping our race cars and marbles and paintball
guns. He's getting chihuahuas released on him and shit and stuff.
Yeah, that's how we get there, Michael. That's how we get there. And then they have a meeting of the minds. And it was actually the Wet Bandits that did it and framed
copyright Dudley Brothers Productions, coming to you soon, starring Ben Affleck.
Yeah, whoever. Give me somebody. All right. We've been going for a while. Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness.
Cannot wait. I mean,
Shumagorath, come on.
And also, we've already seen the world expanded, the Marvel universe expanded within the Spider-Man Far From Home universe. I mean, if you're ever going to bring in every Marvel movie that's ever been brought in, I'm talking the Fantastic Four, the X-Men, the Punisher, you name it.
There's going to be more Young Avengers, I think, because she heard at the end of WandaVision, she heard Wiccan and what's Speed?
Yeah,
Speed. Yeah, she heard them in a different reality. And so, I mean,
did she?
Yeah,
was that a thing?
That was the sting at the very end of WandaVision when she went to the cabin and meditated. She was like, "Mommy." And so, I mean, we're getting the Young Avengers. Like, it's happening. We already got Kate Bishop. We already got Stature, Cassie.
We already know
Eli.
Ms. Marvel's going to show up in the new Marvels.
Patriot
movie.
Eli. What's his name?
Eli Bradley.
Yeah, Eli Bradley. Thank you.
The new, not Captain America.
America Chavez.
America Chavez. Thank you. Yes. Yep.
That's coming. Like, they're building it right in front of us.
Which I'm all for it. Like,
Ant-Man's daughter is Stature.
Let's do that. Why wouldn't you? In a world where Chris Evans and Robert Downey and Thor, Chris Hemsworth are all leaving. Like, let's bring in a new crop of young Avengers that we can bring in and milk them for the next 8 to 10 years until they re-up their contracts, and we'll bring in some new people.
And as long as we get Yelena Belova, and her and Kate Bishop hanging out, I'm there for 90 minutes.
I made macaroni with hot dogs. It's good. You want?
Yeah, I can help put sauce now. that scene in Hawkeye is so incredible. But yeah, Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. I don't think we need to expand on that. We're in on that one. I know Pixar is when they're on. Up is one of my favorite films by far. The opening 10 minutes. If
you watch the first 10 minutes of Up and don't cry, you have no soul.
Motionless robot.
Shout out to Matthew Dudley.
But I say that to bring up Lightyear. Chris Evans is. You interested in that at all? Toy Story 1. If you go back, it's all the Toy Story franchise.
Listen. I love the Toy Story franchise. I feel the same way about this as I did with the Han Solo origin story. I don't think that I don't think it's a story anyone was ever clamoring for. It's very obviously just a money grab. It's them trying to put asses in seats to recover from low sales over COVID. And like, I totally get it.
Yeah.
I'm mildly interested, but I can't picture myself going to the theater to go check it out. Like, that's not going to be the one.
It's not the driving force. Yeah.
No.
People need family picks, man. Their kids have been cooped up.
I hear you.
I hear you. It's also, like, I agree with Solo. Like, I watched it. It was enjoyable. It's fine. But, like, I also said the same thing about Joker. I was like, do I need a Solo Joker movie? And for the longest time, I was like, I'm going to see it because I'm in the bag for this stuff. But then right when I started getting, like, perfect reviews, it was getting, like, 4.5, 5s, 10s. I was like, okay, maybe there's something to this. But that movie merited its own existence, I would say. But yeah, so Lightyear, I'll probably check it on Disney+. Uncharted. I don't know if you're a fan of the game. It looks like a fun popcorn movie. Uncharted with Tom Holland, Mark Wahlberg.
I mean, listen, both of those guys have enough credibility with me that I'll give it a good look. Again, I don't know that it's going to be the thing that drives me to go mask up and have to sanitize myself and go sit in a theater with a bunch of infected people. But I'm willing to give it a look. See, it looks like a good, fun popcorn movie.
Yeah.
I'd love to actually watch it with you and maybe do like a live stream or like
I'm with it.
just our own like mystery science theater commentary or something like that. But I can't imagine that's going to be a movie that's going to change my life or be in my top 10 anytime soon.
Yeah, I mean, I like both. I think Tom Holland's a really underappreciated actor, and Mark Wahlberg. Shout out to
you found it.
House. Mark Wahlberg. He's always fun. If I was going with a group of people and I want to go see that, I'd be fine with it. So yeah, I'm not really a fan of the games either. I played it and they're a lot of fun.
Sure.
I didn't own the PlayStation at that time. So, Thor: Love and Thunder, Taika Waititi. I mean, what he does. Come on, we're in the bag.
And we get to see Jane Foster as Thor, which I'm all about.
Thor the God Butcher, played by Christian Bale. Hopefully we get a little Beta Ray Bill, baby.
If they don't bring in Beta Ray Bill at this point, when are you going to do it?
His horse head, or the Corbinite head, was already in the...
in Ragnarok.
Yeah, in Ragnarok.
Yeah.
I mean, I know what the Corbinites are. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. I'm interested what they do about the Chadwick Boseman situation.
Yeah.
I've heard it's going to be Winston Duke. I've heard they're bringing back... It's just going to be Letitia Wright, because Shuri was the Black Panther for a long time.
There's a lot of rumor on that one. I'm interested to see what they're going to do, because Chadwick Boseman was such a beloved character, and he personified the Black Panther and T'Challa in...
Recognize its importance for not only black cinema, but just cinema as a whole.
Well, and in a way, it's almost like a James Bond scenario. Like, everyone is going to compare James Bond to the Sean Connery version, just because he was the first, he was the best, he was the one that laid it down.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it was cut from him way too early.
Yeah.
So there's always going to be a lingering essence of what if.
Yeah, rest in peace, Chadwick. You were good in everything.
Wakanda.
Yeah, forever. Wakanda forever. Always right over left. Don't let me catch you saying Wakanda forever. Left over, right arm. Don't do it. It's always right over left. I'm interested, though, in the sense that they've also, Ryan Coogler said that they're not going to recast T'Challa. And I know that there's a lot of people petitioning because they're saying, like, T'Challa is such an important character that, like, he needs to be in the world. Not just the MCU, but just the world.
Now, how do you feel about that in terms of... again, I'm not holding you to a specific decision, but just if you had to decide in terms of how do you feel about that? Would you like to see them bring in somebody new to bring in the legacy of T'Challa, and so it's basically just a continuation of the T'Challa that we already quote unquote know, like a Don Cheadle, Rhodey Rhodes kind of situation? Or do you say just fuck it? You can never touch what Chadwick Boseman did, especially in this iteration. Like, maybe they revamp it later or reboot it later.
They're gonna in 20, 30, 40 years. They're gonna restart them all again. Like, they're gonna get all their toys in the sandbox first, and then they're gonna start again.
But I'm saying, just in terms of the lineage of
it's tough
as
man,
we know it.
I'm torn. I do appreciate, like, the importance of that movie, and Chadwick was so good in everything. The ongoing joke of that one day there'll be a biography about Chadwick Boseman's life, and Chadwick Boseman would play himself.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Like, he was so
like,
good
he's the only one that could have done it.
Right? Yeah. I don't know. I'm kind of torn on this one. I understand that, like, there's a lot of comic book lore to pull from. At one point, Eric Killmonger was the protector of Wakanda really briefly in the comics back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
When T'Challa married Storm in the comics, I know that Shuri took over as Black Panther for a while, so they could go that route. Right. And Letitia Wright's good, but I feel bad for whoever is going to step up and not necessarily be T'Challa, but is going to be the next Black Panther.
Sure.
I've heard rumors of it being Winston Duke. I've heard of it being Eric Killmonger from a different multiverse. I'll say this: it's a lose-lose situation, and it's a tough deal for Ryan Coogler. If anybody can do it, it's that guy. He's a really talented filmmaker.
I hope
He's
so.
a really smart cat.
I don't doubt his ability to bring the story around and have it make sense. Like,
You're not gonna. It's gonna be, if he sticks the landing, it's gonna be the most massive undertaking. Like,
sure.
It's kind of like Endgame when you watch it. Like, you might have flaws with it. Like, okay, Endgame, time travel. Like, as a whole, they stuck the landing. You're like, wow, they did 22 movies in 3 hours and some change. Like, ugh.
My only fear with the new Black Panther is, I mean, let's be honest, like, comic book fan base kind of has a real toxic aspect to it, and there's always going to be
nowadays, like we were talking about. It's the best time to be a comic book fan, and
it's the worst time, right? Because everybody has an opinion, and everybody's
the MCU's beloved.
So there's always going to be the certain sect of people that are going to just naysay it no matter what it is. They're always going to, well, how dare they replace Chadwick Boseman, and how dare they not replace Chadwick Boseman, and how dare they bring in a female Black Panther, how dare they insert X scenario, and there's always going to be that certain aspect of, oh, it's too woke, it's not woke enough, it's this, it's that, it's the other.
It's tough order.
The Marvel universe for me, and again, we've said it before, has a lot of leeway with me. I'm willing to join them at least for the initial experience on anything that they're willing to present with me. I may not necessarily agree with it. There's certain aspects that I love. There's certain aspects that I really love. There's certain things that I really would have done differently. But I understand the world that they're building. And if anybody's going to bring it around and make it worthwhile and fill the gap that needs to be filled in terms of the loss of Chadwick Boseman, it's probably going to be
Kevin
Feige and
in the very capable hands of
Ryan Coogler. Yeah.
I mean, Creed, when it came out, was my favorite movie of that year by far. Creed was, if you haven't seen Creed, Fruitvale Station was another one. I left the theater being like, who is this Michael B. Jordan guy? Who is this Ryan Coogler guy? This is, like, for what this is an incredible film. So yeah, I'm all on board for. I mean, pretty much all the Marvel movies. As you can tell, we're all on board. But it's That's
also, shout out to Disney. If you guys just want to like sponsor our Disney Plus accounts and just have us watch this stuff for free, we will totally shill for you.
Yeah,
we're already on board. It's an easy job for you guys.
I'll wear the mouse hat when we get cameras. You can buy the cameras. I'll put the mouse hat on. We'll rock this band. I'll stop cussing. Whatever.
Oh, welcome to What You've Been Watching.
All right.
Gosh, Mickey, what you been watching?
That was a good goofy.
Thank you, sir.
That was a good goofy. Damn. Anyways, if it comes out this year, Avatar 2.
It's not going to come out this year.
It's not, but
it's not going to come out this year.
But I'll say this: Avatar. If I understand some people like that's their jam. Again, to me, it's just Dances with Smurfs, as South Park said. I get it if that's your jam. I get it, but like the whole when they said unobtainium, I was like, that is the most lazy writing. Like, we got this hard to findium, not on earthium. Like, you came up with unobtainium as the metal that you're
okay. That was so clearly written as a placeholder by the writers. Like, they literally put that into the script. Like, we're definitely going to come up with something better later. Don't worry about it. And then they never did, and no one ever checked it. They were just like, fuck it. It's called unobtainium.
Yeah,
fuck it.
But if Avatar is your jam, like, cool. I'll see it, whatever.
Just watch Dances with Wolves.
Or Last of the Mohicans, or The Last Samurai. It's like the story's But I get it. Some people list their stuff, so whatever. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, or Across the Multiverse. Yes.
Please.
That was one of the best animated movies I've ever seen in my life.
Please, more of that.
I'm not even. We'll have to do a whole one when that movie comes out. On the first one is so good, but when that movie releases, we will do a whole podcast on that one.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, and I am so on board for that because the soundtrack was great.
Everything about it.
I love a good animated movie. I really do. And especially one that's so much fun and just carefree. And the storyline of the arc of Miles Morales and him coming to his own and understanding that anyone can be a superhero.
There's so many subtle things, like when he first looks at the Spider-Man suit and he's short for it. And then later when he goes back and he's like his eyes are into the reflects into the mask. That's brilliant. When he first meets Peter Parker from the Peter B. Parker, his spider sense changes colors.
Yes.
And stuff. Like, there's so, and like, that is a phenomenal movie.
He throws a bagel at one of the AIM scientists or one of the Oscorp scientists, and the comic book sound effect
the onomatopoeia.
Bagel.
Yeah. Great. Yeah. That's when he falls down and they flip the camera so it makes it look like he's rising. I get chills every time. The What's Up Danger comes on.
That whole movie's great.
Yeah,
More of that. Like, just visually, that's a great, spectacular movie. Even if you know nothing about Spider-Man, if you're not a comic book fan, just watch it for the story arc. Just watch it for the character development. Just watch it for the clever writing, the soundtrack.
All cylinders. And I was glad, Michael can attest to this. I've always liked weird, like, I'm a big Darkhawk guy. I was a huge Hawkeye fan growing up. Prowler was one of my guys.
Yes.
Like, I used to draw him in my childhood notebooks. I was a huge Prowler fan. And to see him even in the quote-unquote, like, evil iteration, I was all on board. More Prowler. Please, please, please. So, yeah. Let's see. We got a few more. We got Black Adam. What you think about that one there with old Rocky? Old Dwayne Johnson.
I'm on board. Like, anything with The Rock I'm a huge wrestling fan, so he's got my support.
I like the fact that it's kind of like a Ryan Reynolds Deadpool thing. He kind of willed this one to fruition. Of like, I've always wanted to play Black Adam.
Yeah. Especially according to rumor. I don't know if there's any truth to this. Again, welcome to the Speculation Podcast. Apparently, they're going to try and work in a DC Dark universe where they bring back Constantine and Swamp Thing and Zatanna and Black Adam, and they're all going to be working on a team, working on sort of like a supernatural type tip. I hope so. I would love to see that. I think that's great. Black Adam looks exactly like The Rock, so it's perfect casting.
He said recently that his wish list is for him to fight Superman, which hopefully we get there. Hopefully
we'll see. I don't know if they're ever going to bring in the
DCU proper.
The Henry Cavill Superman again. But if so, why not? Like, if ever there was going to be a movie to do it, why not?
The Rock is the guy that can get it done.
Let's do it. Yeah.
All right, we're moving quickly here. Fantastic Beasts: Secrets of Dumbledore. I want to sit down and watch all the Harry Potter movies. I saw parts of the first Fantastic Beasts. I'm not really gonna get in line to see this one. It has nothing to do with I'm just not. Harry Potter's not my thing. I need to sit down and watch.
Speak on it. Go ahead.
I'll get to it in the next movie.
I'm kind of with you. I have seen the original first 8 or 9 Harry Potter movies.
It's not your geek.
They're good. It didn't make me want to read the novels and get into the whole lore. Like,
no disrespect to Harry Potter.
Yeah, kind of like Star Wars. Like, what I saw on screen was kind of the story that I wanted to see. Like, it gave me everything that I wanted. I get it.
I understand if you're a diehard fan. Like I said with Twilight, it's just not really my geek. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It just, maybe I was a little bit too old for it, or maybe it was just not particularly like my groove. I do like the movies as they go on in the series because they get darker and more adult.
Yeah, they grow with the actors.
So maybe my problem is with the originals, especially the first maybe 4 or 5, is they tend to be really kid oriented, which is okay. That's fine.
Azkaban was a little dark.
Was that like the 4th or 5th?
Yeah, that was the one that Alfonso Cuarón did.
Yeah, with where they brought in Gary Oldman. Yeah.
It was like the 3rd, maybe, or 4th. I think 3rd.
There's some Harry Potter fan like 5 or 6 screaming into the void right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of.
Well, technically it was book 4, but the movie was movie 5, and he didn't exactly look like Sirius Black, so I can't.
I will say this: I am going to sit down and watch all the Harry Potter movies in succession here very shortly.
So to bring it back, I've seen the original Harry Potter series. I have not seen any of the secondary stuff or any of that. Just wasn't necessarily my bag. Again, I want to sit down and catch up on it at some point, but there's other shit on my list that I have to get to first.
There's so much content. Oh,
so much.
Speaking of which, Aquaman 2, I am going to have to just interject here and say no.
I kind of feel like
I'm sure I'll see it eventually. I thought the first one, I walked out of it.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that it was like literally I walked out in the last 10 minutes because I watched it again later with my girlfriend because she hadn't seen it. It's like 9 movies taped together.
Yeah.
Like, the fuck is this?
I saw
stone
it.
crabs that show up with laser. I'm like, does this Game of Thrones meet Star Wars meets Indiana Jones?
Yeah.
Pirates?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
the hell is this?
There's 9 different types of movies that it's trying to be, and it never really strikes on any of them. I literally watched that. I watched it over the streaming service, but it took me 3 days because I would just reach a point where I didn't care anymore.
Yeah.
There was so much going on, and they tried to be Indiana Jones where they're doing this whole globe-trotting
Let's put
thing.
Aquaman in the desert in the middle of the movie. What the fuck are we doing here? It's not even like him at his lowest point going into the third act. What the fuck are we doing? Again, black man up, that's part of it.
100%. I would watch a black man story. Just do.
I was rooting for him.
It doesn't even have to be a long movie. You could just do 88 minutes of Aquaman versus Black Manta and them fighting underwater, fighting on land, fighting on whatever. Just Black Manta is on a mission to kill Aquaman.
Yeah,
and I would watch the shit out of that.
Yeah,
you don't need anything else.
I was rooting for him. I was like, Aquaman killed his father.
For real?
Tried to kill my father. Yep.
That big word, try to kill my father.
Yeah. Yeah. But I don't know, man. And the whole Amber Heard thing, that just turns me off even more from it. Personally, I'm not going to get into it too much, but yeah, that whole situation just really.
Yeah.
Again, it's not the
not making a stance one way or the other.
Yeah,
it's a complicated situation.
It turns me off from the movie. And again, I like Jason Momoa. Every comic book I've ever read involving Aquaman,
that is
I don't know
not
how you came to that conclusion.
That is not Jason Momoa. No,
yeah,
not at all. Like, who was the guy that they got to play Orm?
Patrick Wilson.
That to me was a perfect Aquaman choice. As much as I understand that they were trying to diversify and go away from the blonde-haired, blue-eyed superhero.
Yeah.
In terms of Aquaman, like, that's pretty historically canon, and so to me that was just a much better fit than. And even if Jason Momoa had chosen to play him in a more regal sense, I hated his whole surfer bro attitude.
Yeah,
like
I have no idea. His motivations are like, I hate the surface world, but I love the surface world, and then I love underground. It's like, I don't know what you want,
right?
For 2.5. And I will say this: I appreciate the fact that James Wan was like, I don't know if we're going to make another one of these, so let's just fit everything we can in. I appreciate the swing. I appreciate the fact that he did it. To me, that movie, I walked out of it.
There's certain aspects of that movie that I love. I love the whole aspect of them going to the deep.
Oh, the trench?
The trench. Yeah. And
that was a rad shot.
The scene where they're on the boat and they have the different what are they called? The fish monsters or whatever they're called.
There were so many of them.
Piranha sites or whatever they called.
Yeah. Oh, you're talking about in the trench scene when he dives in with the red flame?
No, when they're on the boat and it's almost like Alien or something.
Oh,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Like, I love the horror aspect of that. That to me was the best part of that.
That was James Wan and his element.
Yeah. Like them doing the whole globe-trotting scene and the run and chase scene across the Italian rooftops, and there's lasers and there's this and there's that. Like, it was too much. And then the final act where there's people riding crabs and they're shooting lasers and fucking the Sound of Music is coming up and she's the voice of the Leviathan and I don't understand what's going on. Like, there was 9 different movies wrapped into one.
The crab people just show up at the end and they like mention them kind of once and then they're just like, oh, we're here to say, like, the crab people came up from the depths in the last act. And I didn't realize there was only 10 minutes left in the movie. But that's when I was like, I've had absolutely enough of this dog shit. And I just got up and left. Granted, I was still drinking at the time, but I saw it again sober and had the same thoughts. I was like, what the hell am I watching? I'm sure I'll see it eventually, but like, I have zero, like, I don't feel the need to like scratch my itch there.
Yeah, they kind of shot their load on that one, and again, I took it all over my face, neck, and chest. I'm done.
Yeah. The Marvels, yes. I'm interested to see where they go.
I mean, more Brie Larson.
Yeah, I like her as Captain Marvel. She's serviceable.
We don't know much about it because they haven't released anything, but just based on where I think they're going to go with it in terms of introducing all of the different Marvels, in terms of Photon and
Kamala Khan
and her going from within the comic book realm, going from Ms. Marvel into Captain Marvel. Yeah, why not? Sure.
Yeah, and I know that a lot of people hate on Brie Larson because of the off-screen stuff, and like watching her in the interviews with all the other Avengers was hilarious because they all are genuinely very annoyed with her, like, talking about her doing her own stunts and stuff and all this. It's like they all do whole body eye rolls, but whatever. I think the first script missed a little bit in some areas, but
sure,
she was fine as Cat. I don't blame her for the script. There were some parts I was like, but she was fine.
That movie will
she loves Sam Jackson. So
that movie will always hold a special place in my heart because the cameo of Stan Lee is on the bus and he's reading a Mallrats script.
Yes.
So that means that within the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Kevin Smith movies are a thing, which to me collides two of my favorite worlds. Absolutely. And my geek meter just goes off.
Yeah, that was Stan Lee's first acting gig, I believe, in a major picture, wasn't it?
Not his first. It was his. It's this weird, like his first mainstream. Like he was in an independent film beforehand, but yes, that was his first
major speaking part. Yes, yeah. The Flash. We'll go a little bit quicker here. The Flash. I mean, we get Michael Keaton Batman coming back.
Do it.
I'll say this: what's the actor who plays
Ezra Miller?
Again, he's okay. That's not how I depict the Flash in my mind. He's too fumbly and just kind of. Yeah, he's just kind of, I don't know. He just doesn't fit the bill for me as Barry Allen, but it's whatever. But I'm on board for that. Michael Keaton Batman.
I'm down. Yeah.
Yeah. New Jurassic Park. I like Jurassic World.
Listen, they've gone so far from the original that it's gone into the realm of the fantastic. Like at some point they're gonna do dinosaurs in space, and I just, as much as I want to get behind those movies because they are fun and they're good popcorn movies, it's just so far removed from what it originally was supposed to be. And it's not even the fault of the Chris Pratt movies. They jumped the shark at Jurassic Park 2.
Yeah, I would say Jurassic World was good, but even, you're right. Even The Lost World, it went off the rails so quickly.
Right.
And then, like, The Lost World I liked, though. And then 2 and that one, Fallen Kingdom or whatever the second one was.
Yeah.
It got bad quick. Again, I watched it all, but, like...
It's just become... It's
Paul Daniel would kill me right now talking any ill of Jurassic Park. Shout out to PD for After Raps. He would murder me right now. PD, when I called you that one day and you're like, oh, I'm watching Jurassic Park, getting my JP on. I called you back and you're like, it's a marathon, I'm getting my JP2 on. It still rings in my head every time I see that. Yeah, I'll watch it. But
just my gripe with that whole series is the spectacle went from, oh my God, there's dinosaurs on screen, which really is what the first movie is all about.
The first one is top tier cinema.
And it just becomes, let's just see dinosaurs in increasingly ridiculous situations. And that's really where it loses a lot of its gusto for me.
I mean, the first one is almost a perfect movie. It's a really good movie.
Pretty high up there, bro.
Yeah, it's a really
I mean, it's Jaws on a tropical island.
It's the spiritual successor to Jaws.
Definitely.
Yep. When in terms of like, you should have just closed the beach. Like, you should have just shut down the island.
Let's just shut down the island.
Yeah. All right, Top Gun, the new one. So I take that as a yes, Top Gun.
Listen, I am all about Tom Cruise fighting a bunch of Russians in a jet fighter. Yep. I watch that movie at least once a year, usually on the 4th of July, and I get really hard during the volleyball scene. I'm not going to lie. Hanging with the boys.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm definitely, I mean, whatever you think about Tom Cruise, the fact that he's doing all these banana stunts.
Let's do it.
It plays well on camera.
I am on board for this. Let's do it.
He really was up there in those jets because he was talking about, you just don't get the facial expressions and the way your face wrinkles and stuff. Trying to simulate that any other way didn't look right. Hey, man, do what you got to do.
Hey.
Whatever. So,
Keep jumping on them couches, bro. You do you.
Yeah, you do you, player. Let's see. I'll skip around a couple.
Shout out to L. Ron Hubbard, one of the most underwritten science fiction writers ever.
Yeah. Let's see. Jackass Forever.
I'm down.
Those movies make me laugh. I understand they're juvenile. I laughed during the first one. I laughed during the second one. I laughed during the third one. I am going to laugh during the fourth one. I will bet money.
I have seen every single one of those movies in theaters.
CKY.
And I am not going to break the fucking habit now.
Yeah.
I'm going to go see that. Probably way more inebriated than I should be. Not going to lie.
Yeah, no, I understand.
Hashtag meet me in the theater. Hashtag don't bring your kids.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm all on board for Jackass Forever. I know I'm going to laugh during it. Sonic 2. Did you ever see the first Sonic?
No.
As far as video game movies go,
okay.
I had a Regal Cinemas like Crown Club pass where I could just see any movie I wanted during the year. So it was like 1:00 on like a Wednesday, and I was like, I'm gonna go see Sonic. And I just did it. And it was actually not bad. You get good Jim Carrey, where he is a little bit unhinged as Dr. Robotnik. And it's kind of a callback to his previous movies. And he really fits that role well.
Good.
But we get Knuckles in this one, and Knuckles is always cool. So I'll probably see it. Not a high
Also,
priority.
Knuckles was my former dancing name. Just
I know, right? Knuckles. Idris Elba was in it. The Northman. Robert Eggers.
Oh, my God. I'm a huge fan of The Witch. I'm a huge fan of The Lighthouse. I'm a huge fan of everything he's done so far. If you're going to give me...
Him and Ari Aster are my two, like, if they make something, I'm watching.
You get, what's his name? Skarsgård. Alexander Skarsgård. I mean...
He's a hunk of a man.
Listen.
Talk about it. Get to the mic and
we're going to talk about True Blood. Listen.
Oh, my gosh.
Listen. I'm a straight man. I love women. I do. But Alexander Skarsgård in True Blood, woof! I would back up on that.
All right. You heard it here first.
I would be a power side.
The power side. Michael's like, you can get a running start. Oh, I get it, man. He's a good-looking guy, for sure. Were you big into True Blood, though, for real?
I was a huge True Blood fan.
I've watched it. I'm kind of like, it's kind of corny to me, in my opinion.
Oh, it was. Admittedly, I loved it because I could make fun of it and the ridiculousness that happened, but also Anna Paquin's boobies and just full on hanging dong and just the absolute sexuality of it. That was a huge factor of me. Because it was so campy and I could just get into it and just be like, this is the most ridiculous shit I've ever seen.
My biggest thing was, if I've been around since 1800 and I'm broke living in Mississippi, I'm walking into the sun. I'm just doing it. I've been around for 200 years and I'm broke? Nah, we're changing that tomorrow. Bright and sunshiny day, I'm out. Peace.
Bright, sunshiny day.
Broke. 200 years later,
I can see clearly now. The rain it comes.
Michael, we're going to get pulled off the air for copyright infringement for singing all these songs. Whatever.
It's more karaoke than...
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You know, but yeah, no, I would, man. If I was broke, shit, I'm out. But yeah, Roger Eggers.
He has a lot of leeway. That was the whole point of that, to tell you that man has a lot of leeway. And if you're going to show me Alexander Skarsgård in an awesome, like, Viking violent movie,
isn't it like
let's do it.
Based on Macbeth or Othello or something like that? I think it's Macbeth.
Know about that. Don't know.
It's one of those. I think it's like the tale that one of those. I think it is Macbeth. I could be 100% wrong. It's one of them though. But I'm on board.
Like I said, I was down from the trailer. So
yeah,
more of that.
A little bit of Moonfall, a little bit of Roland Emmerich.
Bro, I actually want to go see that.
I'll see Moonfall with you. All right, check. You heard it here first.
Roland Emmerich. I mean, Independence Day, Godzilla 2000.
Yeah, trash.
2012. Any type of like world cataclysm thing, let's do this. Yeah. I'm down.
I'm with it. We'll go see Moonfall. I'm with it. Halloween Ends. I haven't seen the new iteration of the Halloween movies. I heard they're pretty good though.
I'll be honest, man. I'm kind of burned out on the Halloween series. I just am.
Yeah. I'm with you.
I would much rather see them bring in a new serial killer identity. Just all the rehashes in terms of Nightmare on Elm Street and Halloween and Jason. Just
they waited 30-something years for Candyman, and I still haven't seen that. I want to see that though. So yeah, again, I liked the Rob Zombie version, the first one. The second one,
It was
I
all
thought
right.
kind of
It was
whatever.
okay. Yeah.
I heard the new one. I like David Gordon Green as a director. He did the new one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like him. I like all of his work. He does funny. He does action. He's a really talented dude. So no, there. League of Super Pets. The Rock and Kevin Hart is the DC Super Pets.
I mean,
I'll watch it.
Here's the
If
thing.
it comes to HBO Max, I'll probably watch it.
I work in a preschool, so I guarantee
gonna
you at
watch
some point I'm going to see that movie.
Yep.
Whether I want to or not, it's going to be on, and it's going to be on for about 180 days straight.
Likely. Likely. Did you see Death of the Nile?
I have not. I have not seen Death of the Nile.
Oh no, not Death. What was the other one? The Orient Express.
Murder on the Orient
Murder
Express?
on the Express.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Yeah, they're doing a sequel to that, Death on the Nile.
Really?
I love a good whodunit, man.
I'm down. Let's do it.
I love a good whodunit.
Okay.
So, yeah, all right. Well, let's do that. And then, as we teased earlier, Ambulance, which is going to be a Michael Bay film.
I mean, Jake Gyllenhaal doing an action sequence. Let's do it. I'm down.
That's whatever.
Let's do it.
I can almost plot point for plot point if you watch the trailer. But yeah, and then the one we talked about earlier, Bob's Burgers, coming out here pretty soon.
Love it. I love Bob's Burgers. So let's do more of that. 100%. Yeah.
I'm with it, brother. I'm with it.
I mean, I don't know. The trailer doesn't give a whole lot, but they've sort of built a lot of goodwill with me. So I'm willing to see what they have to offer.
Yeah. No, I'm definitely gonna catch that one. And then they got some other the new Downton Abbey, Bob Dylan documentary.
Nope.
Hotel Transylvania.
Fuck Bob Dylan. You heard it here first.
The Lost
City. He is
the
worst singer ever. I love a Bob Dylan cover. Anytime someone else is singing a Bob Dylan song, I love it. He is the worst singer ever. Sorry.
Hey man, we all got things we just don't get along with.
That was my Jared Leto rant.
Yeah, pretty much. And then I think the only other one is the Sandra Bullock Channing Tatum movie. Those two are charming enough. Channing Tatum's so freaking talented. What's it called? The Lost City.
Oh yeah, about the action romance writer who goes on her own kind of Indiana Jones adventure.
Yeah, it's America's Sweetheart and Channing Tatum, dude. That guy is so talented.
I'm down. I'm down.
If it came on, I'll watch it. But yeah, I think that might be it though, at least for now. But a lot of good stuff coming out. I know Michael's gonna be there for Downton Abbey. And the Minions. You're gonna see that one at preschool. So yeah, that's the year in preview.
All right. So I guess that's gonna do it for us here. Just quick announcement: we do have a new website set up. I'm sorry, a new email address set up. We're going to set up a Facebook account and a YouTube account here coming out real soon, so that you guys can come and get your ear holes filled by our delicious, savory voices. So hit them up. What's the website address?
It is Whatcha Been Watching, and that is WHATCHA, all one word. Ben, BEEN, watching, WATCHIN. podcast@gmail.com. Again, that's Whatcha with an A. Whatcha Been Watching podcast@gmail.com.
So what? Cha Ben watching. No G.
Yeah, no G.
Podcast at gmail.com.
Yes, sir. That's the one.
All right. So we look forward to your emails, corrections, complaints. Signing out. Guys, go watch a movie. Anyway, let's just sign out. Good night, guys. Signing out.
Signing out. MD3, check it out.